And Faisal's also wearing nothing on top.
Well, if it was like that, you'd just see that lots of grey, basically. Different that.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Marketing While Muslim. This is the podcast from Muslim CEO, and we are on episode 9. This is the podcast where we challenge ourselves to business problems, marketing problems, and see what we can come up with on the fly in a limited time period. So every single week we have a unique problem that one of us comes up with and the other two are not aware of. And then we just get to work seeing what the best job we can do in the limited time. So this week, and by the way, I just want to tell you that if you're listening audio, then know that there's a video version. If you're watching video, know that there's an audio version on all the podcast platforms. There is a benefit to the video version. You can see, Mohammed's pretty face, and you can see when we share our screen with, sometimes we take some notes, or we might create a page in front of you or something like that. This week, Faisal has come up with the idea for us. So me and Mohammed are not aware. And Faisal's also wearing nothing on top.
Well, if it was like that, you'd just see that lots of grey, basically. Different that. Anyway,
For those on the audio version, he's wearing a skin-colored top with turtleneck. So you can't
see my neck or anything. Yeah, just hunchback. Okay, so assalamualaikum, hey bro. So I was struggling a little bit for ideas actually, but then I think I looked. Okay, what have we done? What haven't we done?
That's another way of saying, well, last week was just really bad.
Yeah, a little bit. So what do you call it? Yeah, so I thought, okay, we haven't done software. And then I thought, we haven't done a B2B. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let's do the both. Software for enterprise.
B2B software.
B2B software, yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, I like that.
So, give us more detail though, bro.
All right. That should be enough. Let's go.
Oh, you mean you come up with an idea or what?
No. So the
idea would be good as well.
We'll come up with a basic concept. Let's come up with a basic concept. And then how do we get it into enterprise? So there's a few elements I'm looking for. One is, what does a good enterprise software look like? Secondly, what's the lead gen process and getting in front of that sales cycle? And then thirdly, even the whole sales aspect and selling to like a corporate or enterprise. And so there's kind of three.
Okay, so it's not just B2B; it's enterprise. So it's higher level. Companies
I would say B2B and enterprise. I'd say
yeah. Okay, so but we're talking about selling the higher tier of this software.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like, so companies with like 200, 300, 400 plus employees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, which what I'm guessing, what I'm getting from that is that it's going to require some kind of demo, some kind of sales demo to get the sale. Yeah, like contract worth, 10K a year or more, something like that.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but we're probably going to need. Do we need to know what the software does?
Yeah, we'll probably do that. That's what I'm saying. Let's spend 10.
I'll tell you what we could do a bit more specifically. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that I've been speaking to, which are into like IT security, into like data protection, data validation, those kind of things. So I think something like that would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So what do we start with, the 5 Ps, or are we just going straight to the sales? How are we going to
B2B software enterprise level? Okay. So let's do just a basic concept. So you're talking about IT security of some sort. What's that? Are you thinking like a cloud?
So there's different types of things that we're talking. One is specifically to do with security solutions. Sometimes these are specific sales people that are selling their services. There are security kind of software out there as well, as you know. There's also like data protection type of stuff, data as a whole. There's the whole GDPR cookies type of thing and all of that as well. So there's loads of different areas that you can kind of fit into with that, I think.
Yeah. So why don't we do something where it's like the data that you are, storing, securing that data?
That's good. That's good. Safe, secure data storage. That's a good idea.
safesecuredatastorage.com, yeah.
So I'm assuming like someone like that, it means they're not using the cloud, right? It's like they've got their own server, because otherwise they'd be relying on, the security of AWS or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that coming from a whole GDPR type angle, that it's like GDPR compliant in terms of the way you store information and this and that. I think that's kind of like good.
Yeah. So should we list some of the benefits? Because obviously that's going to be important in terms of selling it.
Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, look, because again, we need to talk about this from a problem perspective. So like, what's the
So who's the people? Who are we serving first of all? What's the people? Let's do the P's.
Yeah, maybe what we can do if we talk about security is fintech. So fintech or financial institutions.
Okay, so finance-based business, which is online, right?
Yeah.
They're storing. I mean, they could actually be offline, but they're still storing data online,
exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is like sensitive information.
Yeah. Yeah. Storing sensitive. Yeah. I mean, you could actually go the other way and go, it's medical, and that's sensitive information, but of a different type.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could serve more than one thing, really. Type.
Yeah, but basically what we say is that maybe that's a bit of the niche in it, that this is ultra sensitive information. So like the finance sector,
so it could be
finance sector, legal sector, and healthcare sector. Those three sectors all have ultra sensitive data.
Yeah.
And the reason that's good from a sales point of view is because there is a huge risk associated with storing that.
Yeah, exactly.
And so there's pain, basically.
Yeah. So basically, pains and problem.
Yeah.
Problem is that risks associated.
So risk to reputation, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a risk of potential fines, for example.
Fines, reputation, I guess customer loss.
Yeah. High standards of your clients, like your clients might expect very high security thing. Maybe the competitors, are doing, well in this regard.
Another one is like trade secrets.
Yeah. One other thing to keep in mind is that really with some of these organizations, having a data breach or something like that at that level could actually mean the sustainability of their business overall. Because if people lose trust in what they do.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they almost like the reason they've gone to them is because it's extra sensitive and
exactly. It's like if cola stopped tasting good, or stopped being addictive, their whole business will go.
Yeah. So with the problem, let's define it a bit clearer, because these are some of the pain points, right?
Yeah, pain points. Yeah.
Okay. What's the problem?
So,
the problem is that
storing.
No, the problem is that hacking and hackers and all of that is becoming more and more sophisticated and common.
So the problem is that our data is constantly under attack.
Yeah.
Our
Our data is precious and constantly under attack.
Yeah. Is constantly under attack. Okay, great.
Is that it? I mean, is that how the company would kind of describe it? It's under attack, but also there's
because that's more like proactive. That it needs to be protected at all times. It's not just from attacks. It's like how else is
So the other thing to keep in mind is actually
hacking, is it?
No. The other thing is regulatory governance and
compliance.
Compliance. So
governance.
Governmental. It's actually governmental compliance. So
okay. Governmental compliance
and regulations.
Would the logo be a shield, Faisal?
I don't do predictable stuff, and regulation. What is becoming more? It's becoming more onerous.
Yeah, I mean,
because what you want to is a quick way of you complying with all government regulations plus it's extra amazing at.
You could actually say governmental compliance and regulation is another threat to our business, because like the way these guys are handing out fines, like I'm talking millions because of your revenue, it's like a massive threat to the business.
Okay, you could say our credit data is continuing to attack from hackers. And okay, no. Yeah, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, so the compliance and the regulation risks, it has the risk of the fines side of things, but also then the customer, the reputation loss, which could end the business.
Yeah, of course. Cool. All right. So that's quite clear now.
And now, so you want to do all the 5 Ps?
No, I want to do the actual this one, because this is the actual product.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, promise. So what actually is the software? What does it protect you from? What does it allow you to do?
Okay, so security is one element of it, right? Yeah. Another one is compliance.
Okay, so security,
compliance.
Maybe like monitoring any attacks. So even if the attack is unsuccessful, just being able to.
So basically, it's like McAfee or whatever.
I don't know how it works, bro.
There's also the whole convenience thing as well.
Okay, convenience. Okay. So basically, what you're saying is, this is a software that will keep the data fully secure. It will allow you to comply with government regulations. It will always be on the lookout and monitor any external threats and attacks, and all whilst working in the background in a very automated way without
AI, bro. You have to add AI and blockchain in there.
Yeah. All the buzzwords, yeah. Yeah, because it's a fake thing. We can just like put make it like sound amazing. Yeah.
Sponsored by Elon Musk.
Yeah, there you go. Endorsed by, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You just go to the developer and say, "Make AI."
Yeah.
Do AI.
Yeah.
Do same, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do same. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. So that's the overall premise of it. Obviously, any developers, if you want to go off and develop this.
Every week, bro, someone should
we've
take
been
one
way
product.
too vague in order for someone to turn this into a real.
Okay, cool. So that's quite good. I think we should make a statement. By the way, Faisal, we should make a problem solution statement. So the whole
we help. So you got finance, health.
Financial, legal, and healthcare firms.
I think that's still wide, man. Like I know. Like, because think about it when we go slightly deeper down, like selling and all of that. If we choose one of those 3 things, it's more niched, it's better, right? So, like, which one is most precious and which one has? Remember, we say whenever we choose a problem, it's about their pain and their ability to pay. So, who has the most ability to pay out of the 3?
Financial.
Okay, Bismillah. And the pain is high for them because they lose a lot of money if all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go financial.
Financial firms protect.
I like that word.
Protect their
data, their reputation, and they ask from fines.
Okay, that's the angle you want to go down. Yeah. Okay. So it's a quirky company. Okay.
No, that wouldn't work.
Yeah. Protect their data, reputation, and
security.
You don't protect security.
They protect the data. Reputation. Oh, you got reputation. Standards. Customers. Yeah, protect the data, reputation, customers.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So one question is, how does the software actually work? Is it just not on the technical side of it, but you just install it as like a server, or you just install it and then it's protecting everything, or how would it work in that sense?
I mean, you could actually do it the other way, bro. Like you could say that we help financial firms protect their reputation and customers through data. Blah,
yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's better.
That's better. Yeah. Their reputation and customers through our
proprietary.
No. Our. Okay. Yeah. Superlative. That's right. So that's data. Yeah.
AI.
Yeah. Data.
What does superlative mean?
No, superlative is that we need to replace it
the
with
most.
with a like a adjective or sort. Not yeah. Okay. To our artificial.
It is the whole proprietary type thing, but would you say that in your statement, in your problem solution statement? Probably wouldn't.
Okay, protect the reputation of customers through our like amazing data, or not amazing.
State of the art.
Yeah, through our cutting edge or leading.
Innovative.
Yeah. Innovative data.
No, innovative is dead. Like innovative just means
innovation. Anything could be innovative. Okay, so cutting edge data intelligence.
Or you might want to use the word like enterprise grade, or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we've just said financial firm.
Before we get into the superlative, like what are we actually saying? What is it? And that's what I'm saying. Maybe this is the word where data security needs to come in, right? But data security, I think AI intelligence platform is good, Faisal, but I think having the word security in there somewhere is good as well.
Okay. So
data security platform or software, right? And then we add an adjective.
You know what you could do? Rather than going our cutting edge, you could go through the securest data. Like that's a big claim, right? But we're making this up, so it's great.
Right? The most secure, no?
The most secure, most.
Because that's the most important thing, isn't it? Security overrides everything.
The most secure
data protection
software. Yeah, protection software.
Data protection is a good word anyway, so.
Nobody's more secure than me.
Yeah.
Your favorite president.
Protection software in the world.
Calm down. Well, secure data. You know what I liked before?
As of this minute.
what I liked before is that you had like intelligence in there.
Yeah.
Because AI, maybe most secure AI data protection software. Everyone knows what AI now is anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. So how about instead of the data protection software, because you got protect there already?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe intelligence. Data intelligence.
Most secure data intelligence.
Is that not mixed up with business intelligence?
I mean, but it's almost like a proprietary thing. You can say that our data intelligence.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Who was it? Was it one of you guys who was telling me about this new thing that a lot of these companies are rolling out in terms of security, where they're actually doing checks, and every time there's one fraud that happens, it makes the system more clever because of AI, and then it becomes. Was it you first who was telling me that?
No. It was remember a company we spoke to a year or two back.
Oh, we went Central.
Yeah.
They had a beautiful office, man. Hey, Canary Wharf, I was your driver for the day.
That's it. I mean, do you know that story?
Vaguely, I think.
we went to Canary Wharf, right? I had a meeting there, and Mohammad was driving, and I was obviously like suited and booted and stuff. got to the gate, and the guy goes, "Oh, so you're here to drop him off?" He thought he was like, "You would drive."
Yeah.
No,
he's wearing his Gandor.
Yeah, I was wearing. I had my thobe on it, and then first was asking. He's like, "Yes, sir, it's over here. This and that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Are you going in as well?" I was like, "Yeah."
Well, in a disgusting way, what? You're going in?
You're going in as well. Okay then. Thank you very much.
You see, the new generation would have got their phone out and start saying, "Oh, look at this racism."
Yeah. Films matter too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Faye.
Don't go there, bro.
Yeah.
Okay,
right, cool.
So yeah, that's good. I like that. We help financial firms protect their reputation and customers through the most secure data intelligence software. That is good, bro. We just need to build it now.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So in terms of that, the how you would kind of get meetings, and do we need to decide on pricing or anything like that?
I think we should do like a kind of customer value journey. Not customer, like a
that's
sales
a good idea.
process, like the stages in the sales process.
I like it.
Okay.
So should we start at the beginning or the end? Maybe
begin with the end in mind, bro. Habit number 3.
4.
Oh, I feel like doing a test now because I know what they are, but I'm wondering. So first one is be proactive. Second one is begin with the end in mind. Third one is first things first. Fourth one is Faisal.
Seek first to understand, then be understood.
I don't know if that's fourth one, but that is definitely one. I mean, another one.
Sharpen the sword.
Oh, I was going to say that. That's my favorite one.
Okay, good. What's the other ones? Think win-win and synergy.
Yeah, man, this is, there you go.
Very good. Okay, well done, guys. That's the 7 habits test done and dusted for the episode.
Yeah, Faisal. So the end is decision made. Okay, to buy. Then before that,
decision made. And what, trial?
No, trial would be like.
I don't think they do trials for something like this. To be honest,
yeah, this is like roll it. This is made and roll out into
Exactly. They might even bring people over to your place to set it all up and stuff. Okay,
roll out before onboarding. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then before that, would they maybe do a proposal? Because they might have custom kind of plans
of team and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the things that are happening today in corporate selling is a lot of like Zoom presentations and things like that.
Yeah, but that would be earlier in the process.
On,
But I'm saying after the demo, what happens? Is there a proposal or not?
The demo would show them how it works and what it does. Maybe there is a proposal.
Yeah, so put it in that stage, Faisal.
In the demo stage, yeah.
No. After the demo,
Okay.
What you'll find is after the proposal, there's usually another meeting where they call you up and say, "We want to speak about your proposal," right? So there's something like that as well.
Okay.
Final
negotiation meeting.
Negotiation. Negotiation is good because final decisions above that.
Yeah. Cool. So then we've got the demo. So in order to get to the demo, you have to is it a book online, is it a phone number, or is it's a form usually that's filled in online?
So there are like 2 options, right? You could have like SDRs, sales development reps, who will do the kind of cold calling to set up demos.
Yeah.
Right. So SDRs, and then the other way I was thinking of is through content like SEO, ranking, and your blogs and stuff like that.
Okay, so what I'm going to do here is
a pivot table.
No. So basically,
this is now the top of the funnel in a way, right?
Yeah. Arrange demos, and then secondly, content. So
blog posts, SEO blog posts, yeah. And then the other way I thought of was AdWords.
Okay, yeah, that's because you'd be searching for that stuff, Yeah,
so from the blog post or the AdWords thing, there would be a very clear call to action to book a demo.
Yeah. So for me, this is what a key one I was missing is LinkedIn, like LinkedIn direct outreach.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
one of the things I wanted to ask you guys about, because there's different brothers that I've spoken to around software and security, and their big challenge seems to be a lot to do with getting in front of these guys. Because remember, these are big companies, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, Faisal, we would do things like the Dream 100.
Yeah, that's good. So the Dream 100 is very good.
So do you want to give a quick overview of Dream 100, or do you want me to?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, so the Dream 100 is... Oh, go on.
I like how you said you can do it, and then you just started to explain it. So...
Hey, can you pause?
No, Bismillah, go for it, bro. You know it better than me, Bismillah.
So basically, the Dream 100 is from a really, really good book. I recommend that everyone reads this book. If you're selling something, which is the Ultimate Sales Machine from Chet Holmes. Now, and in that, so the Dream 100 is like one entire chapter dedicated to, okay, if you want to, who are your Dream 100 clients, i.e. Fortune 500 company, like if you could be in any kind of company, like who would they be? So write them down, right? So it makes you kind of write them down and stuff. Then it's okay, now what we're going to do here is that the way to get in front of these people is what he refers to as pig-headed discipline, right? So pig-headed discipline. So how you get in front of them is every single week, each of these people will be rang and messaged in some or contacted at the same time each week, right? And so that's the first principle. And so first of all, you're ringing them or you're getting in touch with them. Secondly, is in order to actually stand out, you shouldn't do what other people are doing. You should basically invest in, like from Alibaba or something, like lots of these little props. So let's say you buy 100 little tiny shoes or something, or shoe key rings, or you buy a little
ambulance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go, something like that. And then you have it with the message. You send it as a package to the buyer, with just trying to get my foot in the door. Call me on this number, blah blah blah. Or we've got a great, or something, because this is about data security and stuff. It could be something around
padlock.
A padlock. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, worried about your security needs. Check that, because it's something different. Okay, that's then those things get a bit more responsible, because ultimately this is an attention game. You need to grab their attention. They're so busy. They've got probably 1 million LinkedIn messages and 1 million emails, and then for phone calls, they've got their gatekeepers, right? So who are like protecting them. So this is a way of them, of standing out and stuff. So yeah. So what he's saying is that through this pig-headed discipline kind of technique, and you keep messaging, eventually, first of all, persistence overcomes resistance. You'll get to a stage where they can't really ignore you, and some of them, especially at a high level, they actually respect you. They you know what, you deserve my time. So let's have this conversation or that conversation. So, yeah. So that's, and then there's one more technique that he suggests, which is to have it in a way where you're educating them. So he talks about you don't go in and you say okay. So like if an example he gives is about carpet cleaners. Let's say you've got a carpet cleaner. So he goes, did you know that these are all the stats? You commissioned some data and some research, and then you're going in and just to do a presentation or did you know that there's I don't know. He goes, did you know that there's these many microbes live in your carpets and this and that and the other, and this is what the dangers that you're under, right? And he goes, like, if someone, you educated them, they're like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know that. Because you taught me something, and then a bit more, they like, that rapport has been built, and they think that you're an expert. So again, if there's some data, stats, and figures that, that you've commissioned or that you know of, that you can kind of take them through, that's obviously another really, really good technique. So
put some of those down, bro. So you've got the weekly toys or weekly props that you send them.
Yeah.
And then you've got what they call the core story, right? Where it's like
core story,
and core story is something that you can basically do it as part of your content strategy as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Content strategy.
So can you move it more to the top so we can?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So it's weekly props. I think is it weekly or is it? I think it's periodically, but I think it's weekly. Getting in touch, basically. Okay, I'll just write weekly. It's fine. Discipline in you.
Because the thing is that where they're finding it difficult, a lot of these guys, is through this contact of them, and so I think that having LinkedIn connections is very strong as well.
So just on that, on the LinkedIn thing. So this is where Sales Navigator is very useful. You can create a list of, let's say, best buyers or whatever you call it, or your Dream 100, and then what people people want familiarity. They don't want to speak to strangers and stuff. So that's why they've got a really good thing where, like, if your connection or someone in your list has pushed out some content, you get notified of it. So this is where you can like or comment on it. You can like or comment it. So because you get to know those people who are regularly commenting on your posts. So, and then when they end up in your inbox, there's that familiarity there. Your barriers aren't up as much.
Yeah, I think
this guy's already given me he's already shown a lot of interest in me. The least I can do is read his message.
Yeah, it's very, very true, bro. Like, there's people who on my LinkedIn feed now who I know them, like, I feel like I know them well because they're always commenting on my posts and stuff. Yeah. And so you imagine that if there's someone that you're trying to reach, like, I don't know, the CTO of some company, if you're constantly following them and you're always positive about their comments and about their work and everything, that's gonna build rapport immediately, and then you speak to them way after doing that. Because what most people do is they message them straight away. Hey, I'm from here. I do this. I do that.
Yeah, right? Exactly. But it's a patient game. Yeah, exactly.
It's about building that rapport before you do any of that.
Build rapport. Yeah. I mean, Mohammad, what would be really, really good is obviously your past is you were selling enterprise software and things like that, and this was obviously before the internet age, right?
You make me sound like a dinosaur. No, it was not before the internet age.
I thought you had to have like tablets and stuff. You had to, the clay tablets. You had to put proposals in, chisel into it.
Chisel it in, yeah, exactly.
One of the Flintstones tells you,
Okay, bro, I get it. Yeah, I think a lot of this. One thing we know is a lot of this is about relationship building as well, in the sense of. Some of these deals unfortunately are made in the like pubs and the golf courses, and this is how it is.
Outside of normal, conventional.
It also depends upon the size, and this is why, like, we've kind of written here that we're talking about finance firms, right? Like, if you were going blue chip, for example, it will be very different to going with a new startup. Right, so you could even say, we help finance startups and stuff, especially if the pricing is lower, right? So it kind of depends who you're going over, but the Dream 100 will actually account for even the highest level of person. That's there.
One thing I want to say is that maybe this is like up here is obviously I was a retail buyer, right? And so obviously I was on the other end of the transaction often. So. The most important thing to remember is, like where does the power lie? So, if you're just going in and cap in hand and you're wanting to do a deal, obviously the buyer has the power, and so they can sort of they can ask for the world and sort of say no and stuff. But if you're going with a strong track record, i.e., you've got really strong testimonials, you've got big names already that you've worked with, all that kind of stuff. All this stuff is trusted. Wow, these guys are using it. Yeah, okay, we're social proof is very powerful in this stuff. Secondly, what they care about is two things. They care about, obviously, in retail, it's about revenue and profitability and stuff. But secondly, it's about mitigating risk. So how can you mitigate my risk? And I don't want to look silly with my boss, and this needs to like really, really work. So again, what are the things that you can do to answer the buyers or premeditate their kind of questions and like make it a no-brainer for them, basically?
Yeah, so I think the sales story, if you like, is that you need to kind of convince them that they should be assuming that they will be attacked like every month, right? Yeah. Because the difficulty with selling this is that everything's good until it's not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so you need to wake them
worst
up
case
to the
scenarios,
fact that, exactly. That's what you need to do a lot of here. Because, it's like you're buying this software for the one time in 10 years when, you get a bad attack.
Yeah.
So,
the great thing is that because, and so you have case studies. Where it went wrong, where it went wrong,
Yeah, you would basically, what I would do is I would actually, especially if I was selling blue chip, I would go the relationship between security breaches and stock prices.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so that literally,
really good. Yeah,
like you imagine the next day after the news has been released that Sony's got hacked. Yeah, what happens to their stock price and stuff?
Yeah. And you imagine you got like data of all of these things.
Yeah, all these examples and stuff.
It just falls off cliff kind of thing.
Yeah. Then you say, well, if that happened to you, how much would that lose you.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The cost. Yeah.
And then you say, okay, if that was to happen once in, 20 years to you, you would lose whatever, $50 million. How much would you be willing to spend to make sure that doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Right. 1 million. Okay. Well, over 20 years. Yeah. This is only going to cost you 1 million.
Yeah. I think that's exactly the way to kind of sell it. And I think, in addition, what we need to be thinking about is like creating that feeling that this is something new and revolutionary.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
Because
there's so many products in the market.
Yeah, there's too many products out there. There's more trusted names than us, right? So the way you overcome that is by going, right, you know what, this is something that no one else has. This is something brand new. No one has it. No one has AI data security like we do. And it's something we've actually developed ourselves.
Yeah, it reminds me of, imagine if you've got some sort of product that you've created, and then you say, made from the same silicon that's used in NASA's bodysuits, something like that. You just develop that. Like, oh, okay.
It's like,
I don't know, NASA's a big name, and it's that whole thing, isn't it?
I don't know if you heard about this festival, but this week they released a press release. There was that there's a company called Riverlane, which has just created the first operating software. So that's the first OS for quantum computing.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's very interesting. Like they were saying before, you usually build operating systems for your quantum computer, but they've kind of released the first version that can be adapted to different ones, right? So I was just looking at like, can you buy into this stock share and stuff, right? But it's just very interesting that, because they're the first, you can imagine the kind of, anyone who's doing computing in terms of like universities doing quantum computers, this and that, everyone's now interested, and they are like the go-to people to do it because they've come with innovation,
Yeah. So how do you call that? Like
it's been like first to the market with something new, isn't it?
First to the market, but how do you add
creating a new category if possible?
That's
one of those mutable laws of branding, right? Like carve that category or niche. And then the other thing is like, how as part of our program, and the training that we do, by the way, you should definitely check out the training at muslimceo.com. It's completely free. But Faisal, in our program, we talk about choosing which of the 6 categories you want to go for, right?
Yeah,
because
positioning,
positioning, like in your positioning, choose a category that will kind of serve us. So when you think about something like this, like what categories kind of coming to your mind, guys?
For me, it's quality. It's nothing like literally, we want the Rolls Royce of such and such, or we want the you want to be the Rolls Royce of security, or the Bugatti of security.
Probably more than, because when it comes to enterprise, you might say convenience is a big one, but for this specific type of enterprise, selling, I think quality.
Okay. This is like like rocket grade premium. This is all that this is like it will withstand a nuclear attack. Something, those kind of big claims is would be really good. I don't know how you test that.
So I think quality is definitely the one, Faisal.
Yeah.
So we should be thinking of that and so then it's also a lot about.
Then I guess for everything to be congruent, then you need maybe a white glove type service. You go in and.
I mean, one thing I would ask you guys to tell me, like, how would you sell it in terms of? So let's say it's just me and my 2 business partners, and we're doing security in this way. How do we get a yes from some of the bigger companies? Because at the end of the day, and we've had this in the past, bro, when we were a small team, people who are big companies, corporates who we worked with, saying, how big is your team? And then being surprised at the size of the team and stuff. So like, how do you kind of get that trust from them? Is it purely through the people that we worked with? Is there more to it than that in terms of like trying to convince them?
I think there's 2 kind of main things that come to mind. So first of all, is there a industry standard in that completely is difficult to attain, except by the creme de la creme, right? Because that could be one day you can leapfrog a lot of people because you've got that standard. So there's a finance company who I think that it costs like 300 or 400K to get this certification. But once they've gotten it, it's allowed them that to just blow away a lot of the other guys because they've got this thing. Oh, well, okay, if you got that, you can now do X, Y, Z. And so the other thing is that if there is a massively known player that they are willing to endorse it, and maybe you've given it to them and you've done a trial with them and they've got it everywhere and stuff, and they that's another way of doing it, isn't it?
Having high profile investors as well.
And profile investors, that's a good one as well.
It's like if they trust you, then you should be trusted.
Advisors, Faisal likes putting good.
Advisor.
Faisal likes putting advisors in pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, that's the whole thing is you don't want to be comparable to the big players. So it's like, oh, I know they've got 100 employees and we've got 3, but that's a different whole thing to what we're doing.
Yeah, I think also one thing I would advise is that, I mean, this is a bit controversial, but maybe you guys can do it in a nice way. In a way, you kind of want to be a bit like the Cambridge Analytica, right? Because if you think about their offering, they actually took something which was quite standard, which is that what we think is quite standard, by the way, is like Facebook advertising and this and that, right? They added their own twist to it, so it was exponentially much more powerful. And then they applied it to a really painful problem, which is losing elections, right? So like that whole molding of what they did with very basic software. Like I was looking at this docudrama type of thing about the Brexit, uncivil war or something, and they were talking about how the guy basically, Dominic Cummings, he basically got someone to run a whole amount of Facebook ads. They did all these kind of things where they were getting them to click on free money because of betting and this and that, and they were getting perceptions, and then they were basically funneling to those same audiences all the kind of messages about immigration and this and all those kind of things, right? And like if you look at the way Facebook feed and all these feeds work, once you like a certain type of stuff, that's the only thing you'll ever see again.
Yeah, it becomes the echo chamber, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, echo chamber. So because of that, it was so powerful to use that kind of way of doing it. So I'm thinking in the same way, like if you came with that kind of like Cambridge Analytica actually had an amazing product market fit, right? And it was a very painful problem, and it was this and that. So I'm saying in the same way, like from a security perspective, we should be thinking about that there's actually things that are there right now which should be able to help us create a different type of solution. And when you go bespoke like that, because Cambridge Analytica, one of the reasons why they were so huge is not so much because of the size of their team. It was because the offering they were doing was very, very special. And in addition, they had this whole kind of thing about them, which was quite clever, where they were like, look, we're just very quiet about what we do. We're very private about what we do. But they were consulting at the highest levels in terms of, big
like
money.
Navy SEALs kind of thing, isn't
it?
Exactly. They come in quiet, small team, but very capable.
And I think that's the kind of
It's like you're bringing in the big boys basically.
Yeah,
like
and
the SWAT team are in.
And that's how
secret weapon, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I would position my identity to be more of those. These are like elite forces. In like data security, right? So these are like
this is not for everyone. So you in one sense you're actually turning people away. Like
and
application only is making it difficult.
It's kind of like saying like we're a bit like the A-team. Like we don't really exist, but we can help you in the background type thing. It's that whole kind of notion. I mean, it's like
that makes me. I'm BA Brackers, yeah.
Bro, it means like what's the A-team? What's that mean?
You probably watch a film in it, loser.
Oh my god, the worst film ever made. I couldn't even finish that movie because it was so bad. I love the A-team. Anyway, the A-team is how would you describe it? I can't. It's indescribable. Google it, guys. Watch an episode. No one ever dies. It was a great thing to watch as a kid. Anyway, so yeah, do you get that? Like, I feel that there's flavors that you can add to your business, even if you're not this huge conglomerate of a blue chip company. You can add things, flavors and ideas to your business to make it a slightly different offering.
And this doesn't require any changes to the product.
No.
Per se.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, this completely changes it to something that you're trying to really difficult, like trying to do the hard sell and this and that, to actually, people coming to you. People,
it's branding,
so
it's identity.
It's so desirable. Like, that you don't see Rolls Royce or whoever like advertising, but everyone knows it's got that prestige and stuff.
Yeah,
it's quite good.
So I think one other thing I would use in selling is actually experience. A lot of the good security guys, like I know a brother very well, a good friend of mine. He actually works for Microsoft, right? So if you're a security expert and you work for Microsoft, that's actually a good thing for you.
I was going to say that the team is massive in this one. What's your track record? What's your credentials? If you've consulted for finance firms already, so you already are a finance security expert, and you've been involved in banking apps and this and this and this and this. Oh, well, okay. Well, of course, we'll definitely take what you've got to say seriously because you know your stuff.
Exactly.
Expertise. Yeah.
I think the other thing to say, Faisal, is that famous line that one of my mentors said to me, which was that he said that it takes years to build, but I think he said seconds to buy. Right? So like trust is one of those things where it's like it'll take you years to build trust up in a field, but within seconds you can buy it, right? So for example, if you have someone that like if you thought about what would change the selling with this company, okay, if they knew that we had someone on our team who worked with Facebook security, okay, just imagine that, right? So you got a guy who works for Facebook security. Okay, great. So what we need to do is we need to go and find someone who works at Facebook as a security guy, right? Then when I go to him, message him, speak to him nicely and say, look, I've just got some stuff. I want you to look over it. I want you to just, do this, do that, pay them, even if it's grands, pay them money, right? And be like, this has been approved by Facebook security guy, expert or something. Suddenly you've bought that trust and credibility that this is a software that the head of security has approved at Facebook, right? Obviously they wouldn't do that as a Facebook company, but there's credibility that you can buy
you could I'm sure Edward Snowden's a freelancer now. I can speak to him. We're in discussions with.
That's actually a good thing. Can you imagine that on the landing page, a picture of Edward Snowden and saying, "I've never seen security like this before." Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. National security should be like this.
Yeah, exactly.
He was critical of it, wasn't he? Yeah.
The point is that sometimes you can do it on a much lower level. I'm talking about high level blue chip, but I'm saying even if you go lower level, right? You could go to a professor at your local university. Because remember we were talking
security guard at the mall. Not that low level, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying. What I'm saying, bro, is that you know how we were working with Nottingham University. Trent Uni, in terms of, that just brings it lower, doesn't it? Trent's a good uni now. But we're working with Trent Uni on one of our products and, their department and stuff. And so just like that, I'm saying you could go to your local university, right? Find the IT professor or someone who's in charge of security, and you could just have a full discussion with him and involve the university, and suddenly you've got a university
academic
background for your product, right? And that could be a simple thing that you do, and you can actually go and present in the uni, and then it's like, okay, we're kind of linked up, credibility is something so easy. If you just open your mind a little bit, even without paying, you can get a lot of credibility for your business.
Yeah, that's very good.
Okay, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. Let's do a summary.
One more idea I had was, you know how if there's a specific problem that hasn't been addressed in years, so in a micro niche within the organization. So like, every blue chip has got a pension fund, or every blue chip has got a such and such, and you're focusing like really like granular, and you're saying that, so for this particular thing, like nobody else has touched that stuff, but it's about maybe like instead you can do things at a big level, but actually going into a micro niche within that thing could be useful as well.
Yeah, I think definitely micro niching is a very good idea as well. I mean, before we wrap up, I mean, like just tell us a little bit about, how would this work in terms of actual, like that thing that we've got above. First, if you don't mind scrolling up a bit, how we've got the whole sales kind of funnel. So give us a bit of a picture, I mean, of how it would work. The CVJ kind of would work from the start, really.
Yeah, so we have three ways that people could come into it at the kind of top of the funnel. It's either through us reaching out with the SDRs, or through LinkedIn. That was the other way. Then people coming to us, so the inbound would be through searching for a solution like this and coming across a blog post, for example.
So just
with Quora would be another one. By the Quora would be a really, really good thing for this, because again, you have a lot of high
level people there.
So
high level people in there. So
I want to ask your opinion. I want to ask your opinion on that, by the way, because I think that content is such a big part of this, right? So what does content look like? Like, give me some ideas of the type of content that you'd be doing, because we know what the product is, we know who we're going for, we know all of that, right? Give me some examples of real content that you would do for something like this. We can write these down first.
You have to do research in terms of keyword opportunities, because it's not going to be easy.
What I would do, just to pique interest of stuff. Okay, what if Apple got hacked?
Yeah.
What if such and such got hacked?
Yeah,
what if
exactly.
And so basically, those hypothetical scenarios.
Yeah.
And then that's how you paint that really bad picture.
Yeah, I mean, there's a channel on YouTube that does very well on this. Like, it says, what if there was a nuclear bomb or this or that? Like, that kind of stuff is good. I think also what you could do.
Also, from an SEO perspective, it's good because those big name companies are always in the news, and you're lending off there.
Riding the wave. The other thing you could do is like the 7 biggest hacks of all time. Those kind of things as well, where it's like, just talking about hacking related stuff. The like 3 biggest fines so far for GDPR.
Yeah.
It's just basically providing them with that stimulus that's gonna like get them moving and think, oh yeah, that's exactly like what.
One more thing that's really important in this and a way of standing out is if you are a thought leader. If you are a thought leader who has got years and years and years of credentials, and you're now putting out articles, people actually trust you as a security expert, and then want to just like. And then so if you're involved in a product that has got really high level security features, then it's like you can basically direct people to there. I think that's another thing. The CEO or the founder or advisor or someone like that who endorses the company should be quite a high level.
Okay.
So thought leadership.
Yeah, I think the whole thought leadership personal brand is very, very important.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, good. Sorry, I mean, that's fine. That's good. That clarifies that.
Yeah, then I was saying AdWords as well. So obviously going for those keywords with high intent. So somebody looking to actually buy, looking for this solution. Obviously, maybe the cost per click would be high there, but obviously the deal size is big as well. So from all these different avenues, you're going to lead people to booking a demo, right? So that's when you hand over more to the person who does the demo. I don't think the kind of closer, the person actually closed the deal, will be the one doing the demo usually, but I don't know, it could be, right? Depends, I guess, on the size of your business. So the demo is basically where you have to show off, I guess, the ease of use and all the features, like how amazing it is, right? And you have to really sell that. And then from there, if they're interested, if they're impressed, they probably request a proposal, put a proposal together, and then you might present the proposal to them and negotiate, the pricing, the length of the deal, the contract, the pricing of implementation, of onboarding, of training, and all of that. From there, you kind of the decision will be made, and from there, you go with the onboarding. Obviously, I think there will be a lot of options to upsell, right? So this could be a 10K deal or a 50K deal for the year, depending on so many options, right? So you can get that deal size bigger by having these add-ons, right? And then ultimately at the end, the decision is made, and you can start that training, onboarding, rolling it out. So I don't know, what do you think, Mohammed, like the length of this sales cycle? What do you think it would be? right? Because when I was reading it, it looks like it's a week-long thing when we write it out here, but it's probably not.
It really depends on the size of the company. So if you're talking about big blue chip with massive proposal with tens of thousands of employees, that could take anywhere from 6 months to a couple of years. But if you're talking about medium sized, that could be done quite quickly. A lot of the times these guys will have solutions in place already, right? You can't have a decent sized firm without a solution in place. So you have to look at existing contracts, all these kind of things as well. And that's why it might be better thinking about startup firms, thinking about smaller firms, and all of those.
That's why I put Crunchbase down, because on Crunchbase you can have all the kind of the startups, especially the ones that got funding. So because it'll come, all these guys have just closed around, these guys, and then you can limit it by finance firms, for example, or fintech firms.
And it also depends where they come from, because when you're dealing with someone through, let's say LinkedIn, you might find that they're in a contract, but someone who's searching AdWords for that exact term probably is looking for a switch or something.
Yeah, of course. So another place just for this stuff is obviously tenders and government websites. The government.co.uk, you look at tenders, because again, when people are actually actively searching for this, like say a hospital or a education institute and stuff, then you know that their contract's coming to an end and they're actually looking for another solution that you can then leverage them.
Yeah, Faisal, I thought of a brand name for you. If assuming this is like somehow got AI feature, right? Then you could call it Security AI.
Security
AI. Cheesy one for you.
Very cheesy one,
okay, so
that takes that whole Rolls Royce Prestige thing and
yeah. Okay, guys, so we'll wrap it up there. Just to summarize, we started with the very kind of broad concept of B2B software. Then we decided we're going to go for a security thing. And then straight away, we went into the 5 Ps framework that we talked about in other episodes. So we went for the people, the problem, and the promise. We got very clear on that. Then we moved into, okay, so what would the stages be for this deal to go through? We mapped that out. We started with the end in mind, and we had different options and different routes through which we could actually get the deal done. Then we started talking about, okay, but when it comes to going through these stages, what are we going to have to highlight? What are we going to use in our sales messaging? And that's where we talked about, ways to differentiate, ways to position yourself, ways to, we talked about being the Cambridge Analytica, the quiet, the in and out, the this and that. And those are kind of different angles we would go through to differentiate ourselves, right? We talked about if we were going for smaller companies, bigger companies, how to differentiate if we are smaller and we need to impress. And then we wrapped up with some more details around the content and becoming a thought leader as well. We also, yes, Faisal, we touched on the Dream 100, right? Going after pinpointing specific companies that would obviously be a good deal for us, good revenue, but also it would raise our profile, and then targeting those and being persistent in how we're going to approach them again and again until we get their attention. And then of course that would fold into the kind of journey, the sales process that we mentioned earlier. So all in all, this is something that it's very important to get the sales message right. It's important to understand the pain points to get the attention of the right person, and then just show how you are different and how you're actually going to help them risk-wise and not add another risk. And with that, I'll end the episode, inshallah. This is episode 9.
I thought of a name, by the way.
Okay, go on, Faisal. Wrap it up with the name.
So I was thinking Fortress.
Okay, yes.
Because it's obviously, in history, Fortress was, it would always protect. And all that kind of stuff, so.
Okay, that is Fortress. So this is episode 9 of Marketing While Muslim. As mentioned, you can find the episode in video format on Facebook, on YouTube as well. And then we've got it audio version across all podcast platforms. Make sure you check out muslimco.com if you're interested in getting something like this done, like being able to do this kind of thing, then we can help you with that. And if anything else, if nothing else, then just check out the free training there on the website. From myself, Faisal, Mohammad, Muslim CEO, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.